10 straight wins, Jalen Duren's an all-star, and Daniss Jenkins has me speechless. We'll recap the Pistons' 10th straight win against the Pacers in just a moment. Welcome back to the Pistons Jack YouTube channel. On today's episode, we are going to go through the Pistons' 10th straight win, this time against the Indiana Pacers, 127 to 112. A lot of storylines out of this game, a lot of key contributors. But to start the show, I want to recognize the fact this is the first time the Pistons have won 10 games in a row since January of 2008, which, to be precise, is I think 17 years and 9 months ago, or maybe 16 years and 9 months ago. One of those two. It's a long time ago. And to be sitting at the top of the Eastern Conference, 12-2, like I keep saying, I think they have a top 2 defense now in the NBA. But to be doing this without Cade, without Asar, without Jaden Ivey at all this season, without Marcus Sasser, who would be an incredible, important piece on this roster right now, is just wild. And it was only pretty much 2 years ago today. I want to say the record would have been flipped. The Pistons would have been 2-12. They would have been 11 games into their losing streak. And we were all sitting here thinking, what is the future of this team? And to be sitting here now with one of the best teams in the NBA, and it's our Pistons, it's just insane. I'm just so happy for everyone in the fan base. I'm enjoying every second of this. Even when the buzzer went, it's this weird feeling now where I'm expecting the team to always win, but I'm trying not to take it for granted because, you know, for fans who have joined in the past 15 years like me, or past 12, 13 years, whatever, we haven't really felt this before. So I'm trying to make sure I enjoy every win, but I almost sit here now just expecting this team to find a way to win because they just do. And some people say, well, they played the 1-13 Pacers. I think that's what their record is now. But honestly, after that Philly win, the Bulls win, if there's any doubters of this team, I don't think the schedule thing really works too much with the injuries this team has had. So just want to acknowledge it. I'm so happy for all of us fans, obviously the players and coaches, and everyone at the organization, because it's been a tough ride up until the past year and a half. Like, it's tested everyone's faith in the team and all the diehards that have stuck around. I'm so happy for everyone. But this game itself, there's 2 players, as you can see along the bottom, in Jalen Duren and Daniss Jenkins that stood out the most. But I'm going to start by talking about Javonte Green. This guy has been just exceptional the past 2 games. He was the team high scorer, I think, of 21 points in the win over Philly. And then tonight had another 20 points off the bench in only 27 minutes. This guy was signed in like late August. And I'm pretty sure he's on near a minimum deal. And to be getting this type of production from him, 20 points tonight, 7-11 from the field. He hit back-to-back threes. It says in this box score it was only 1. He only had 1 on the game. Maybe he had a foot on the line, but 2 steals. And I tweeted out early in the game, like, him and B-Ball Paul in particular, if there's a loose ball, a steal to be had, a block to be had, a contested rebound, feels like those 2 are on the end of all of those plays. They're always in the right position, but they're in the right position because they hustle, never give up, and their attitude just fits this team to a T. And I think Javonte has just been exceptional on both ends these past couple of games, and defensively has been awesome the whole season for a guy that we probably didn't expect to be a part of the rotation like he has. I think Bryce Simon from Motor City Hoops said on the Pistons Pulse that before tonight, he had played Javonte like the 5th most minutes on the team. Now, some of that's due to injury, but for him to come in, he wouldn't probably have expected this role. He certainly has stayed ready and was prepared for it, but to give this type of production that he's given is incredible. So I wanted to shout him out off the top, but we have to go to Jalen Duren. 31 points, 15 rebounds. How many assists did he have? 3 assists, only 1 turnover. Missed 1 shot, 12 of 13 field goals. Only, like I said, the 1 turnover, 7-11 from the free throw line, which is kind of below average for him now, but still huge for him to convert like that at the free throw line. Because there's just nothing teams can do inside with him. Like, the Pacers didn't have a matchup for him all night long. Had an awesome poster alley-oop dunk, similar to the DeAndre Jordan one on Brandon Knight all those years ago back in 2011, 2012. And he did it on Benedict Mathurin, who couldn't have been a more fitting victim of a poster after the trash talking he was doing down 20 in the fourth. But just this guy, third 30 and 10 game for the season. I'm going to go research after this show, but I would dare say that him and Nikola Jokic might be the only guys to have put up those type of numbers that frequently this early in the year. Has to be an all-star right now. Like if the vote was today, or if the rosters were announced, like how many players, particularly in the East, in the front court are playing better than him? Like he's just been crazy good. And yes, he benefits from playing with Cade, but honestly, like there was no Cade tonight, clearly. And I think his offensive skill set continues to go to levels that I didn't expect this season. I think we all knew he was going to add a jump shot at some point. And, we've always thought he had nice touch, but 12 or 13 field goals, even if you want to say half them are dunks, like that type of efficiency, he's been doing similar stuff like that around the rim all season long. And it was awesome to have him back and watch him just dominate the Pacers in the way he did offensively. But the next guy is Daniss Jenkins. He just gets better and better every game. Career high 26 points tonight. 2 of the last 4 games, he's scored over 20. I think he scored 24 against the Wizards. He had 18 and 12 the following game against the Bulls. And then 26 points tonight and 8 assists. 4 turnovers, but considering this is his 3rd NBA start, and he had Andrew Nembhard defending him full court early, which is something we've seen Cade struggle with last season, the full court pressure. So that was something new for him, and he got a tech early. Nembhard got under his skin a tiny bit. I wouldn't even maybe say that. I just think Daniss is a guy that talks, and he's been talking the past 4 games, whether it's the Philly game, the Bulls game. He's always into it, has a high motor, and he got a tech early and then just continued to make crucial shots and finishes tonight. He took 21 shots, most on the team. This is a two-way guy, by the way. In only 26 minutes, put up those type of numbers. Had a steal for good measure. Highest plus minus on the team with plus 23. And I might do a video later in the week when we don't have a game, diving into more of his role and how good he's been. But just like he has to be the backup point guard on this team right now. And to think we're getting better production from him than we did from Dennis Schroeder right now last year, who I know a lot of fans were upset that the Pistons didn't re-sign him, I think is crazy good value. And the reason I think he's better than Schroeder is because he's just simply a much better shooter. And he only shot 1 of 5 from 3 tonight, but made a huge corner 3 down there, stretched there to put it back out to like 15 points. And he's just made so many key shots from the outside, from the mid-range, and he's able to get into the paint, get to the free throw line a little bit. Like, I'm kind of struggling to think like what his weaknesses are as a player. Like, I'm genuinely not seeing anything. Maybe we'll get a bit of a better understanding tomorrow against the Hawks, who have been really good defensively lately and have some bigger bodies and are a better team than, frankly, who the Pistons have faced in the last 4 games. But what I'm seeing is sustainable, and as long as he continues to make shots and play with the same confidence, which he will, he's played himself well and truly into this team's rotation. And even if the Pistons were going to be healthy in the next game or 2, I don't know how you don't give him pretty significant minutes in a 9 to 10 man rotation. So huge shout out to him. I'm honestly running out of any more words to describe him. Duncan Robinson, I think, was awesome tonight again. Defensively, I feel like he's really stepped it up recently, and I think he's getting more confidence, much more confidence now in the team defense. I feel like offensively, he's figured it out like for the past 10 games or so. Like, it was really only the first 2 to 3 games where he looked out of sync, and the preseason offensively. But I think defensively now, like, he's getting key steals. He's taking charges, which is something we saw Tim Hardaway Jr. do last season. And he's just a bigger body, like had a nice finish inside with the layup, had an awesome pass to a rolling Jalen Duren. I think those two, you're starting to see them really build some chemistry. And Yeah, shot 3 of 11 from deep, but hit 3 early threes in the first quarter, which is what I think you want the most from Duncan, especially when guys like Cade, Asar are out, and even Tobias, some of the team's best scorers. You want those early threes from Duncan, and I feel like he's done that in the past 3 to 4 games when the team's been really down players. So yes, the overall efficiency numbers don't look amazing, but if you watch the game tonight, I think he played a really solid, good game, and I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from him defensively now. In the past, 3 to 4 games. Isaiah Stewart was awesome too. I thought he fouled out tonight. Only played 20 minutes, but there was a part towards the end of the game where the Pistons were in control for pretty much most of this game, barring a 10-0 run from the Pacers in the second and the early portion of the fourth quarter. So early in the fourth, the Pistons were up by like 20, and then Benedict Mathurin just kind of got really hot from 3 for a few minutes there. I think the lead got down to below 10 at one point. Might have been hovering around 9. And the Pacers were coming, and I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous just because they still have Siakam. They had Mathurin back for the first time. They still have Nemhard. Whilst the Pacers have been like bad this season, this is one of the first games they've had a lot of their starters back, even if they're still missing a player or two. And Mathurin got hot, and a little bit worried there, but there was a key moment where I think it was maybe around an 11-point game, and Stu had back-to-back defensive possessions where he had a block, got the ball, and the Pistons got another possession. Then coming back down the next time, the Pacers had 2 opportunities to score, and Stu got 2 blocks in a row, and then tapped it out the third time to another Piston who passed it to Daniss Jenkins, and he finished at the other end. I think that put them up by 16, and you kind of just felt like at that moment, okay, the Pacers have fired their best shot, and those huge defensive stops from Stu on back-to-back possessions were just great to settle everything down. And 5 blocks off he didn't come off the bench tonight, but in only 20 minutes is just ridiculous. I'm a little bit worried slightly about his knee. I don't know if it was the last game or the game before. Well, it must have been last game when he came back, but it does seem to be limping slightly. So that's just something to keep an eye on. I don't think it'd be anything drastically bad, but we did see him deal with that knee injury in the playoffs last year, and he just looks like to me that he's limping slightly as he gets up and down the court, but he's been playing games, so you have to assume he's fine. And then I think to close it out, I want to talk about Caris LeVert. He's completely, and I spoke about him on yesterday's video, but he's completely flipped the script. It's like, I don't know if what's clicked for him. Maybe he's just feeling healthy, but his past 4 games, we spoke about his past 3 games yesterday, but tonight in only 17 minutes, 8 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Didn't hit a 3, but I've really enjoyed his cutting, and B-Ball Paul in the past 2 games has done a really good job of finding Caris when he cuts. And this is the version of Caris I think we all envisioned when the Pistons signed him. It's certainly the guy that Trajan and the front office would have envisioned when they signed him, and just the confidence and comfortability he now has with the ball. It looks like a completely different player to who we saw even only a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So awesome to have him coming off the bench and providing that. But once again, just another truly all-around team performance. It's hard to find any real negatives in any of this, particularly with the players out. The Pacers were always going to fire a shot, and it came early in the fourth. It did get a bit tight there, but even without some of their best players, the team just have a belief in themselves that they can win any game and withstand any run and flip the script and make things happen. The energy is contagious, and it's just an incredibly fun team. So the Pistons will now play in Atlanta tomorrow against the Hawks, who are now 9-5. I think they've won 4 or 5 in a row, and are 7-2 without Trae Young. So this will be a really fun game. I'm excited to see them against another good Eastern Conference team, and I would think Cade and Asar will be back. I feel like Cade definitely will. We'll see on Asar, but going to be a really fun game, guys, and we'll be back to recap it all immediately after the game. But enjoy the win, and until tomorrow, go Pistons.